Hello and welcome to another episode of Signals from the Inside. I'm your host, Maisie Lovett, and this is a space where we decode the symptoms no one else can explain so you can finally understand what your body is trying to tell you. On our episode today, we are going to be talking about decoding my body. So this is going to be for those who wake up between 2 to 3 a.m. or even 1 to 3 a.m. They're getting poor sleep. Maybe you're tossing and turning, or you have a busy mind at night. So your head hits the pillow, your brain's going 90 to nothing, and you feel like it just won't stop. These wake up at the same time every night, or these wake up between the same time frame hours and feeling like your body is just on a state of alert. Like at 10 p.m., I'll have clients tell me that at 10 p.m., it's like, okay, I'm ready to run a marathon, or I'm struggling to fall back asleep afterwards. And then the next day, you feel super exhausted. Maybe even if you do get the chance to go back to sleep, it's like the hardest hours that you get. Maybe it's 1 to 2 hours after that, or you just stay awake and you don't get to go back to sleep. And I'll bet probably at this point, maybe you've tried some supplements, maybe it's ashwagandha, taken some extra magnesium, or, taken some valerian root or different types of supplements that you could take to support your sleep. Maybe you're even looking at, well, what can I do for better routines? Turn off the TV an hour before bed, try to do some reading or whatever, or maybe even going to bed early. But it just still keeps circling. It keeps happening. And this is because let's keep in mind your sleep is directly tied to your nervous system. So when your body doesn't feel truly safe in and of itself, not saying that you don't feel safe in your bed, not saying that you don't feel safe in your home, but if it just doesn't feel safe because it's constantly thinking about what's coming up next, then it's not going to get deep rest. It's not going to happen. So let's take a look at what's happening in the body whenever you're waking up around the 1 to 3 a.m. cycle. Your body can shift into more of an alert state if your stress hormones are elevated. So those are your cortisol levels. If you struggle with estrogen dominance, if you have higher estrogen levels than you do compared to your progesterone levels. So you definitely want to take a look at there's a calculator that you could do online. If you've had a recent blood work, you can go type that in and see if you're in estrogen dominance. Now, keep in mind, estrogen dominance does not mean that your estrogen levels need to be lowered necessarily. It just may mean that your progesterone might need to be higher. I am not a medical provider. This is not medical advice. This is for you to take this to your provider and ask, hey, is there something different that we need to do here? What can we do to support me in this area? Because I will tell you, your hormones can directly relate to your sleep. All right. Next thing could be that your system is holding on to tension. And I see this for a lot of clients who come to me, they're stressed nonstop. Oh, well, I operate well under pressure. Maybe they are the women who constantly, they got their business, they're doing all the things, they're working with clients, and this is just a typical day. And then you come home, you be mom, you take kids to ball practice, you're doing all the bouncing of extracurricular activities. And then you got to get dinner going and make sure everybody's getting ready for bed and all those things. You're the do-it-all person. These types of symptoms that keep coming up can be common if you are also an overthinker. If you're the type of person who overthinks every decision that you make, or you carry a lot of things mentally, physically, and emotionally, just like I said, you feel responsible for everything or you have a hard time turning off, it's because your body doesn't fully shut down. It stays on, even if it's just a little bit, or it can be just a lot of it. Right? So when you wake up, your mind's just picking up right where it left off. You're not waking up randomly. Your body is staying in that space of alert, even when you're sleeping. So you may not get super deep REM cycles. Maybe you don't dream. You don't remember your dreams. It's not necessarily a sleep problem. It is a nervous system problem. And what do we do to fix that is we need to take a look at the nervous system. We need to take a look at the patterns, what your body's going through, what it's holding on to that makes it not feel safe to rest. Does it come from childhood days? Does it come from, hey, you need to be doing something, always doing something. If you're not doing anything, I'm not being productive. I don't feel like I'm moving the needle forward. I don't feel like I'm doing a good job. This can come into perfectionism for a lot of my business owners. So when your body learns to feel safe long enough to fully rest, you can start regulating your sleep naturally, maybe without supplements, or maybe with supplements, or maybe with hormone replacement therapy, or whatever have you. I have a lot of clients who will come to me having been on hormone replacement therapy and their symptoms are worse. So we definitely want to look at a holistic approach, looking at it through nutrition, looking at it through nervous system regulation, looking at it through trauma healing, and even looking at it through your workouts and what you're doing to best support your body. Because sometimes those things can work against you, even when you're doing everything right. So If you're ready to stop circling the problem and actually solve it, I invite you to DM me MAP. Let's take a look at what your symptoms are looking like, what kind of symptoms you have going on, and let's dive deeper into what the patterns are underneath and map out your next step. Maybe it's nutrition, maybe it's going into, I don't know, like doing a full body reset. Maybe it's taking a look at your nutrition, making some tweaks and adjustments. Maybe it's looking at your workouts and making some adjustments. Or maybe it's supporting your body in a whole new level, nervous system wise, that it's never had before. So let's take a look at it, get the right direction for you. And as always, if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, give me a like, give me a share, hit subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.